What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. So today is April the 16th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that said, let's get right to it. So today there isn't any data points to kind of take note of. Of course, there's a couple Fed speakers. One is Powell, and so that one I believe is around noon, 1:15. But more specifically, and roughly in about 26 minutes, you do have Jefferson speaking on monetary policy. So that's been one of the biggest driving factors in the market as of late. So today is going to be a roller coaster as a result of those two kind of things. But aside from that, though, you do see the futures slightly green. So of course, I think that's fairly good, recovering from yesterday's sell-off. A lot of growth stocks are still going down though. And plus, aside from that, you do see the fear and greed index being at 39. So it is in the fear category. It does show 1 week ago it being at 54, which I kind of do disagree with that. I believe it was like at 60s. It wasn't until like the weekend that is where it's kind of dropped to the 50 mark. So I don't know. Could be wrong. Maybe it's just all blending together. But beside the point, people's appetite for risk isn't really there and very resemblant based off of what I'm going to talk on today. Companies unveiling their earnings, a lot of big names, nothing really crazy so far coming from them, and very little volume. So Bank of America, United Health, and Johnson & Johnson, many others. So let me know your thoughts if you're playing any of these companies' earnings. I think one that I might be looking at very closely is Netflix. So Netflix has really saved, I think it was Q2 2023. The market was in panic mode. Netflix came out with their earnings and it did temporarily stop the massive amount of blood. Or it might have been Q3 2023, but you guys get what I'm saying. So Netflix does have the ability to really save the broader market. So we'll just have to wait and see what does come. SOFI though, getting right to it, it is down slightly, and that is just piggybacking off of the broader market's fears, as well as just its own technicals are working against it. They did put out a piece of news today. In my opinion, no reason to actually go out and buy SOFI as a result of this news, so it's more just fluff, but at least still fairly good because it does involve Galileo, and Galileo for the most part has been relatively quiet over this last little bit. Shorts aren't doing all that much, but 17.16% of the free float is being shorted, and as it stands with it at 706 pre-market, it is below this S2. So it was obviously closing right below that on or yesterday. So as you can kind of see, I think the pretenses are there for it to go into the $6 range. So that is very, very unfortunate to see, especially with their earnings roughly about 2 weeks away. Moving on, Tesla, no doubtably, is getting a lot of volume in it, more in a negative way though. So it is down 2.1%. No official news, no SEC filings, but a lot of rumors. So it does look like they have laid off between 15,000 to 30,000 employees. But not only that though, it does appear that a couple of VPs did leave. One big one is Drew, and so he's been very, very active on Twitter in the past. So I think it's very questionable. And of course, at the same time, there's a lot of pictures of Drew and RJ, so the CEO from Rivian, kind of popping up. So maybe it is fair to assume that Drew was poached to go to Rivian. So I think that would be very, very optimistic for Rivian at least, but still it's kind of shows a lot of cracking, and no doubtably any layoffs, especially leading into their earnings, and a lot of those layoffs were new employees. It shows maybe Tesla's earnings, which is coming out next Tuesday, I believe, is probably going to be a bloodbath. But we'll just have to wait and see. As far as shorts, they are sensing blood. Like I said, on a percentage basis, they are getting in massively in Tesla. So 3.89% of the free float is being shorted. So still overall fairly low. And if you are looking at trading it, so right now with it at $158, just watch for this 153 to hold. Vice versa, if it does recover slightly, just watch for this 163 to really kind of be that pivot point as well. So let me know your thoughts on that. NIO is getting a lot of volume based on no news, no SEC filing, so it is down 3.6%. Like I said, just geopolitical issues. as well as its own technical. So a lot of stocks are kind of starting a death spiral, so not necessarily the best, but 14.28% of the free float is being shorted, which does work out to be 194.79 million shares overall are being shorted. If you are looking at trading NIO with it at $3.75, it is now between this S3 and this S2. So this is definitely setting itself up for a massive free fall. So $3.23 will be that next strong support. So kind of a crazy drop for that. And then $3.94 will be that next strong resistance. So you'll really want to watch for it to get above that today, hopefully for its own technical sake. But moving on, SoundHound is getting hit, so down 4.28%. No news, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines to really justify that, other than just this. So people's appetite for risk isn't there in this company, which is a very big momentum play. If you don't have that kind of greed in the market, then this is just no doubtably going to fall. But 18.67% of the free float is being shorted, so shorts have been really taking advantage of just the lack of news and just the market circumstances and bringing this one down. Utilization is 98.54%, and then short score is 76.28%. If you are looking at trading SoundHound though, with it at $3.78, it is trading between this S2 and this S1. So 488 will be that next strong resistance point. So I don't really see that being touched whatsoever today. $3.58 though, that might possibly be touched. So that's going to be the next strong support. And you will really want to watch for that to hold, because if that doesn't hold, then it is going to get back into the dollar range, and that is kind of an all-time, or I guess like a 52-week low for it right now. And then finally, last stock is this right here, ticker's ERIC. I am definitely not going to pronounce this by any means, but it is up 7.52%. And this company isn't heavily shorted, 1.04%. And this is kind of some support and resistance points. So most likely it is just going to trade between this S3 and this S2. So $5.07 will be that next strong support. And then $5.25 is going to be that next strong resistance. But interestingly enough, this company actually did pop up on this. So AI did pick out the daily top stock picks, and that was stock number 2 right here. So you can kind of pause it and read through it. This is the AI's explanation on why this stock is one of the best, I guess, buys right now in the market. So I just found it very coincidental, if that's even a word, the fact that it's actually popping up right here, and that there was a substantial amount of volume getting in on it so far this morning. So maybe there's some correlation, maybe not. Of course, if AI is saying that this is a buy, and so far in 2024, a lot of daily volume is being derived by algorithmic trading, maybe AI is being told to buy it as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. So let me know your thoughts on the stocks I did mention. Are you a buyer on anything else? What are you watching? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. One final thing, make sure you guys definitely take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 7 fractional shares of the MEG 7, so a $35 total value. Pretty good return on investment. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.